The same gang that told Quando Rondo, "We got your back," was the one that allegedly gave his enemies his location. The same people he trusted set him up to die. He didn't snitch. He didn't betray anyone. He just said he was done, and for that, they tried to kill him. Quando Rondo thought he was checking in for protection, but what he didn't know was that check-in would cost his cousin his life. Sometimes, the bravest thing a man can do is walk away. But for Quando Rondo, walking away almost got him killed. They beat him up in federal prison, not for snitching, not for disrespect, but because he walked away. Quando Rondo learned the hardest truth the streets can teach: nobody leaves clean. Quando Rondo used to be deep in the streets, rolling 60's Crip, fully active, proud of it. But that's not who he is anymore. These days, he says he's done with that life. No more gang ties, no more street politics. "I just want to be legit," he said. "I want to build something real, a community where we own the buildings and everything's blue for peace, not gang colors." But that decision came with a heavy price. Quando Rondo, the cost of walking away. Recently, word spread that Quando Rondo was jumped inside a federal prison. At first, people assumed it was about money, disrespect, or maybe even revenge for the King Von situation. But this time, it wasn't about any of that. It ran much deeper, because Quando crossed a line the streets rarely forgive. He walked away. He didn't snitch. He didn't betray anyone. He simply said he was done. And in a world built on loyalty to chaos, walking away is treated like the ultimate betrayal. Before prison, Quando had already started speaking out. He told his fans that gang culture was a scam, that it promised brotherhood but delivered pain, loss, and paranoia. He said the truth out loud, and that truth put a target on his back. The same people who once said they had his back allegedly gave up his location to his enemies. That betrayal cost him his cousin Lil Pab, who lost his life in an ambush that should have never happened. Quando's story turned from fame and music to survival and growth. He tried to leave the life that made him, only to realize that escape doesn't come easy. When he dropped his flag and declared he was done with the Crips, the same gang that once called him family turned against him. Even behind bars, the message was clear: nobody walks away clean. They beat him up inside that federal facility to remind him of what the streets demand: silence, submission, and fear. But Quando didn't fold. He took the beating, the time, and the pain and kept moving. He's serving 2 years and 9 months, not for violence or drugs, but for refusing to cooperate with the feds. He could have taken the easy route and cut a deal. Instead, he stayed solid to his word. That's what makes his story different. This isn't a fake redemption arc or a PR move. This is a man who looked around, realized his life was built on lies, and decided to change, knowing that change might cost him everything. Quando's situation also revealed something darker about street life. Reports say Lil Durk's people allegedly got his location from the same Crips he checked in with for protection. That's not loyalty, that's business. The streets will sell you out if it benefits them. And Quando saw it for what it was. Now he's serving his time, trying to rebuild his faith and identity. He's turned to Islam, focused on peace, and determined not to go back to the life that nearly killed him. He's already lost too much: his cousin, his freedom, his trust. At some point, the cost becomes too high. Quando Rondo paid that cost. He's still standing, still learning, still growing, and still proving that sometimes the bravest thing a man can do is simply walk away. Let's break it down. Quando didn't just drift away from the gang, he publicly denounced it. He said straight up that gang life was a trap, a lie. He even converted to Islam, trying to build a new path for himself. But behind bars, people don't forget. Turning your back on the set is like declaring war on everything you once stood for. And that's how the tension started. But to really understand what led to this, the prison fight, the betrayal, and the setup, you have to rewind back to August 19, 2022. The Beverly Hills setup. Quando was in Los Angeles working on music. Like any rapper visiting the city, he was hitting studios, meeting people, doing the usual. But LA has rules, especially if you're tied to the streets. Out-of-towners are expected to check in with local sets for safety and respect. It's an unspoken street law that's been around for decades. Quando, being affiliated with the rolling 60's Crips, did just that. He linked up with the LA homies, showed respect, and thought everything was cool. In his mind, that meant he was safe, that the check-in protected him from problems while he handled business. But that was the move that got him set up. The leak. What Quando didn't realize was that some of those same connections were tied to Lil Durk's circle. And Dirk, as everyone knows, had unfinished business over the death of his friend, King Von. There are old photos of Dirk with LA figures like Brick Baby, real ones with serious street weight. These weren't random pictures, they were long-standing connections. So when Dirk wanted revenge for Von, he had people in position. Here's where it gets wild. When Quando checked in, someone from the Rolling 60s allegedly passed along his location to Dirk's people. They knew exactly where he was and what car he was driving. Think about that. Quando followed the code, showed respect, and still got sold out. The same system he thought would protect him was the one that nearly got him killed. How it all started. To see how this snowballed, you have to go back even further to November 6, 2020, in Atlanta. Outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge, a fight broke out between King Von's crew and Quando's team. Things escalated fast. Quando's friend, Lil Tim, pulled a gun and shot Von multiple times, claiming self-defense. The courts accepted that defense. Charges were eventually dropped. But legal doesn't mean forgiven. Lil Durk lost his best friend, his brother in music and in life. And in the streets, justice doesn't come from courtrooms, it comes from payback. From that night on, rumors said Dirk wanted Quando gone. So when Quando came to LA and checked in with the Rolling 60s in 2022, that's when things allegedly went into motion. The information leaked, and Dirk's people were reportedly waiting. The fallout. Now, fast forward to the present, Quando Rondo sitting in a federal prison cell, trying to start over. But the streets don't care about your peace, your faith, or your growth. Once you're in, getting out clean is nearly impossible. He wanted to walk away from the set, find peace, and live as a civilian. But the system he helped build came crashing back down on him. This isn't just a story about a rapper who got beat up. It's about loyalty, betrayal, and the harsh reality of trying to escape a world that doesn't let go. Quando Rondo's breaking point: betrayal, faith, and federal time. They had everything ready: credit cards, rental cars, guns, and a plan. All they needed was one thing: Quando Rondo's location. And once that info came from people tied to the Rolling 60s Crips, it was game over. August 19, 2022, Beverly Hills. Quando was at a gas station with his cousin, Lil Pav, whose real name was Savasa Robinson. They were just fueling up, probably thinking it was a normal day. Then, out of nowhere, an SUV pulled up beside them. The doors swung open. Gunmen jumped out. They knew exactly which car was Quando's because someone had told them. A storm of bullets followed. It was a broad daylight ambush, clean and calculated. Quando's cousin Lil Pav was hit several times. He didn't make it. He was just 24 years old. Quando was shot too, but somehow survived. The shooters vanished. But what broke him wasn't the pain or the blood, it was the truth that came after. The setup. When the dust settled and the feds started investigating, Quando learned what really happened. The same gang he checked in with, the same people who were supposed to protect him, had allegedly leaked his location. He did everything right. He checked in, paid respect, followed the street rules. And yet, those rules got his cousin killed. That was Quando's breaking point, the moment he saw through the illusion. He realized the truth that many never do until it's too late. The streets don't love you. They'll shake your hand in the morning and sell you out by nightfall. It's not loyalty. It's politics. It's money. It's survival, and everyone's just trying to make it to the next day. Lil Pav died because of gang politics, because Quando trusted a system built on betrayal. A turning point. After that, Quando changed. He stopped repping the Rolling 60s. He stopped throwing up sets and started speaking out. He began telling young people that gang life was fake, that it only leads to two things: death or prison. He called it what it was, a trap designed to destroy the same people it claims to empower. He turned to Islam, started praying 5 times a day, reading the Quran, and searching for peace that the streets could never give him. This wasn't some PR move or fake redemption story, it was real. You could see it in the way he talked, the way he carried himself. But here's the thing, walking away from a gang like the Rolling 60s isn't simple. You can't just wake up one day and say, I'm done. In that world, you're in for life. Publicly denouncing the gang, dropping your flag, is seen as betrayal. And in street culture, betrayal always has consequences. Quando knew that. He knew he might get violated, beaten, or worse. But after losing his cousin and nearly losing his own life, he decided to take that risk. The federal case. Just when it seemed like he was turning his life around, the feds came knocking. In December 2023, Quando Rondo was hit with federal conspiracy charges for possessing and distributing marijuana and other controlled substances. Here's the twist: he wasn't even actively part of the operation. He wasn't out selling or transporting anything. But under federal law, that doesn't always matter. Let's break it down. In a federal conspiracy case, you don't have to commit the crime yourself. If you know about it and don't report it, the feds can still charge you. Just keeping quiet can be considered helping the conspiracy. People in Quando's circle were moving drugs. The feds claimed he knew about it but didn't say anything. So they charged him like he was part of the team. Think about that. He had already walked away from the gang, found religion, and was trying to change. But now he's staring down serious federal time for not snitching. Silence and sentencing. Even facing years behind bars, Quando didn't cooperate. He could have told on people to get less time, but he didn't. He stood on his words and took the charge. The government wanted 20 years. 20 years for a case where he wasn't even caught selling anything. That's how harsh federal sentencing can get, especially when they want to make an example out of someone. But Quando's lawyers fought hard. They showed the court evidence of his conversion to Islam, his efforts to leave the streets, and his commitment to change. In the end, the judge gave him 2 years and 9 months, far less than the 20 the feds pushed for. Still, it's time behind bars, time to think, time to heal, and maybe time to rebuild. Full circle. Quando Rondo's story isn't just about one man trying to escape gang life. It's about how hard it is to leave when you've already been branded by the streets. He lost family. He lost friends. He lost freedom. But somewhere in all that loss, he found clarity. Now, behind bars, Quando isn't the same man he used to be. He's not trying to be a gang member or a rapper chasing validation. He's trying to be a man chasing peace, something the streets could never offer. Quando Rondo. The beating, the prison politics, and the transformation. Some people thought Quando Rondo got lucky. 2 years and 9 months in federal prison. That's nothing compared to the 20 years the feds originally wanted. But others saw it differently. They said he was still paying the price for knowing too much and keeping quiet. Either way, Quando accepted his sentence and reported to prison, ready to face whatever came next. And that's where things got dark again. The reality of federal prison. See, federal prison isn't that different from the streets. It's just smaller, tighter, and way more dangerous. Every block has its politics. Every yard has its shot callers. And the same gangs that run the streets also run the inside, only now, you can't walk away from the people you've got problems with. You eat beside them. You shower beside them. You live among them. And the rolling 60s Crips, the same set Quando used to represent, have a strong hold in the feds. They're organized, disciplined, and they don't forget betrayal. So when word spread that Quando Rondo had arrived, that same rapper who once repped the 60s and later called gang life a scam, everybody knew what time it was. The violation. The details are still blurry, but multiple reports say Quando got jumped by members of his old set. He was violated, not for money, not for King Von, not even for the death of his cousin Lil Pab. This was purely about him dropping his flag and disrespecting the gang in public. That's a line you don't cross in gang culture. You can lose fights. You can go to war with rivals. You can even end up in shootouts. But the moment you walk away and speak against the set that raised you, the set that claims you, there's no forgiveness. That's what this beating was about. The tragic irony. It's cruel when you think about it. Quando left the gang because they set him up. He turned his back on the streets because he realized they'd rather see him dead than free. And still, even after denouncing the life, finding faith, and serving time without snitching, the gang came after him again. He couldn't win either way. Stay in, and he's a target. Leave, and he's a target. It's a system designed to trap you, where loyalty is only real until it costs something. The transformation. But here's what makes Quando's story powerful. Even after all that, losing his cousin, getting shot, getting charged, and getting beaten in prison, he didn't fold. People who've spoken to him say he's keeping his faith, praying daily, staying out of trouble, and focusing on rebuilding. He spends his time reading, studying, and trying to stay grounded in a place built to break men. He's not trying to be the loudest or toughest anymore. He's just trying to be better. And now, with a release date in sight, he's already served a big chunk of his time. When he walks out, he's made it clear he's done with the streets for good. The lesson. Some people say prison humbled him. Others say it changed him. Maybe it's both. But one thing's clear, Quando Rondo is not the same man he was before August 19, 2022. He's lost people he loved, seen death up close, and learned that the same world he once fought to belong to would never fight for him. From savannah to stardom, from fame to federal time, his story isn't just about survival. It's about awakening. Quando Rondo is living proof that, even in a broken system, change is possible, but it always comes with a price. Quando Rondo, the price of waking up. The same gang that told Quando Rondo, "We got your back," was the one that allegedly gave his enemies his location. The same people he trusted, the ones he called family, set him up to die. And when his cousin Lil Pab got killed in that ambush, Quando realized the truth. Loyalty in the streets only lasts until it's no longer convenient. When he tried to walk away and speak out, when he told the world that gang culture was a lie, they came for him again, this time inside prison. Because the gang doesn't want you to wake up. They don't want you to see the game for what it is. And they definitely don't want you to inspire others to leave it behind. So they made an example out of him. They beat him down for dropping his flag. But instead of folding, Quando took it and kept moving. He lost his cousin. He got shot. He caught federal time. He got violated in prison. And through all of it, he never went back on his word. That takes a different kind of strength. This isn't some fake redemption story for clout. This is a man who watched his own crew sell him out, who saw the system for what it was, and decided to change anyway, even when change came with pain. He didn't get locked up for drugs or violence. He's doing time because he refused to snitch. He could have taken the easy route and cooperated, but he didn't. He accepted his sentence, served his time, and stayed solid. That beating he took in federal prison? It only proved what he'd been saying all along: the gang life is a scam. A real brotherhood doesn't set you up to die. A real family doesn't punish you for walking away. Quando Rondo is expected to be free soon. And when he walks out, everyone will be watching, wondering if he'll really stay out of the streets or slide back into old habits. But based on everything he's survived, the betrayal, the death, the prison time, it's hard to imagine him going back. He's lost too much already. His cousin's gone. His freedom's on pause. His trust is shattered. At some point, the cost becomes too high. And for Quando, that moment came when he realized the same gang he bled for had sold him out. This is what real growth looks like. It's not perfect. It's not easy. And it definitely isn't glamorous. But it's real. Quando Rondo went from a gang-affiliated rapper caught in deadly beef to a Muslim man serving time and fighting to rebuild his life. The streets already tested him. His enemies are still out there. But he's still standing, still changing, still determined to be better. Whether people respect it or not, you've got to acknowledge the courage it takes to walk away from everything you knew, even when walking away could get you killed. That's the truth behind why Quando Rondo got beat up in federal prison, not because of King Von, not because of Lil Durk, but because he dared to say the game was fake and had the guts to leave it. He paid the price for that truth. But he's still standing tall, still fighting, still evolving. Real recognizes real. And what Quando Rondo is doing right now, that's as real as it gets.